Welcome to the Walton Raceway in the final round of the 2011 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth. And Fabs, as the MX2 bikes come out of staging, we've got some weather issues to deal with here today. The weather has been spectacular this past week. Of course, the Amateur National Championships taking place at the Walton Raceway. Weather was great, track was great, and of course it is a celebration of motocross. Brian, the Amateur National Championships, look at the sea of humanity that was here all week. You raced it yourself, talk to me about it.
Well, the weather was with us, the track prep was amazing. This is such an awesome facility. The ups and downs, the jumps, it was just a celebration of Canadian motocross. And now here for the Pro National Sunday, we had some big rains last night and the track has been hammered. I saw Matt Lee, chief track designer and builder this morning, and it looked like the guy's been up for 10 days straight. They had a lot of work in front of them to get this track race ready.
Looking at MX2 pilots on the line, you can see how muddy the gates are. They decided to cancel first practice. They only went into qualifying, so there hasn't been a lot of time on the track. And of course, we're dealing with muddy conditions. Right now, the track looks like it's starting to set up nicely, but there is rain in the forecast.
Well, if the rain holds off, we could get some good second motos, but now it is a mess. The riders that are in good spirits are going to do well out here in the slop. To our Yamaha leaderboard, Medaglia only needs 5 points to clinch it. Benoit Politelli, Medaglia, that's Jeremy, right in the mix, is still fighting for national numbers.
All right, with some interesting news about the number one, let's go trackside with Goldfenda.
Thanks, guys. Unbelievable news here on the Sunday morning of Walton Transcan, the final round of the Monster Energy Nationals. Tyler Medaglia, number one in the background, just had a baby boy this morning named Talon with his beautiful girlfriend Heidi Cook back in Nova Scotia. Awesome news for a guy that's about to clinch a championship. He only needs 5 points in this first moto to secure his second title. Guy's got to be stoked. He's been smiling all morning. The best news you could have. Earlier, Brian Coster back in the pits got caught up with Dylan Schmoke, who sits top 10 in the points currently for RTR Performance KTM.
Number 270, Dylan Schmoke here at the Orange Motorsports KTM tent. Dylan sitting 10th in points, not bad, coming from San Diego, California. How's the experience in Canada been for you?
It's been great. Had a couple top 10s and then some bike issues, but other than that, it's been good.
Now here at Walton, torrential rains all night. Looks like a pretty decent day. It's drying up, but it is some soupy, some muddy out there. Does that help you with that long frame of yours?
Not really. California, we don't have too much mud, so I'm good in it. That's when I had my best finish in Calgary. It was muddy like this, so hopefully it plays in my role.
With most of the MX2 pilots choosing not to go on to parade, the gate drops next at the Walton Raceway. Welcome back to round 9 of the 2011 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. This is the Walton Raceway, and the Monster girls are out onto the track with the 30 board, and look at that. Julie having a hard time coming through the mud as we get ready for this first MX2 moto, and it will be brought to you by Royal Distributing. Fabulous, and Travers ready to take care of some business, Fabs.
Man, oh man, just the start is so slippery here behind the gate. It's a real crapshoot. They call mud the great equalizer. Nice shot of American newcomer. That's Darren Durham. And it's great to have him here in Walton at an off weekend for the AMA Series.
Look at those dark skies back there, Brian. There is rain in the forecast. It looks foreboding. Gate is down. Coming to that first corner, Medaglia with a great jump. Durham on the inside. Remember, double apex corner. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole shot?
Well, Tyler Medaglia, big time on that Blackfoot Yamaha. A very safe start here. I love the way it's laid out. But with this mud, the start is key. So these front runners here are going to have the clean goggles, the clean hands, and whatnot. So they're going to be much more comfortable. And we got some real fast, regular players up front. And you can see the riders already ducking their head for the punching roost.
Faz, Medaglia and Durham had the 2 inside gate picks. So you're right, the start was crucial here. And as this track is setting up, Brian, with the mud the way it is, line development is going to be the key thing here.
Oh, for sure. And you can see a couple dry spots way down underneath. If the rain holds off, we're going to have a very racy track here for the second moto. Whoa. The big step up, pretty gnarly here with the traction, but the front players are doing it, making their grooves out here. The track has been tilled the best they can, so it's right now even Steven for all these guys.
Kevin Benoit, number 15, sitting in 3rd place. Number 102, Politelli in 4th, and then a cluster of riders coming into the elevator section.
Oh, the jumps here are so fun, the ups and downs, but in the mud, not quite so fun. To a replay of the start, the guys on the inside have the shortest distance to go, and it's really worked out for them well here. Durham just tucks in behind Medaglia out on the outside. A very safe sweeping start. Got some, look at Jeremy there, finds an opening and just seizes the moment. Just pins it, and a few problems for the back markers with vision already. And man, oh man, here's our front crew, and they're rocking a pretty good pace out here.
Out of that little off camber in the back section to the big Kawasaki tunnel. Looks like our top four are separating. Seeing some line development in there, Brian. There are options, but again, we're talking about a muddy track. The driest lines are going to be the fastest ones. Oh, Durham with a problem down in the Sugar Bowl, and he's got issues. Oh my, he just about went right through that puddle.
Oh man, if he was, oh look how thick that is. He kept the bike running. This is paramount. If it stalled or if he went in that puddle, I think that would be almost a DNF, because once you land in that stuff, it's hard to get back. So Durham, we're going to see what he's made of right now. We only lost a few spots, so he's sitting fifth. We saw Kevin Benoit rocking really hard. Here it is. Comes in, just leans in, does a dab, and then there's a jump there, so he lands kind of way off kilter. And look at that soup hole. Yikes. Sucks to be him right now, but keeping that red machine running. And oh boy, look at this. This is semi-enduro. We got a few guys going through there. So now he's got to work all the way back up and fight some of that roost.
Our leader, number one, Tyler Medaglia, with a little bit of breathing room down that huge straightaway off that monster step down, back to the battle for second place. Benoit on the inside, Paul Tully with a nice line on the wide side, but that becomes the inside down into this MXP corner, and he has it, Brian. See those lines developing.
The track drying out nice. He got him under braking there. And that is a great spot on the racetrack to pass. We see lots of action there, but with the mud, the grooves are so defined, it's not, the guys aren't able to like sweep out and cut under. Because if you sweep out in that soft stuff, you're toast. Oh, look at this. Just showing how slippery the racetrack is, Travs. Number 28, Dylan Kalin, sitting 7th on that white privateer Suzuki. Richard Gray sneaks by, and look at how difficult it is for young Dylan to get that bike up. And this is a strong, strong kid. Very skilled on the motorcycle, can barely get moving out here.
Saw the 115, a rough slip by Kalin as well, so he had a good start. Look at Durham on the outside of the Sugar Bowl. Brian, that's the opposite line that he went down in, gets by Jeremy Medaglia and moves up into 4th.
He is on a mission right now. Durham riding really fast, but I'm liking the Jeremy comebacker here on the outside. He's got a nice dry line. There is some good lines coming out of the corners, but it's right here in these rutted, soft, low sections where all the water has pooled, where it is really treacherous.
You saw Benoit on the outside, Durham gets by on the outside, and then Medaglia comes on the inside and gets by Benoit, so he loses 2 positions in one corner.
And there's Jeremy doing the step up. Oh, Benoit just comes up short, metal on metal right there. He just clangs that KTM suspension. That's a G.O.5.
And Benoit had a sore ankle coming into this race. Brian, here's a replay of the pass. Durham has already gotten by Benoit, then he sneaks up on the inside of Benoit, and here comes Medaglia. They come through bar to bar, but it's all about momentum at this point. Rider down, some evasive maneuvering, good pass.
Yeah, it's just all about the luck of the draw on the line. You know, you just pick which one you think's going to be the best, and out here you basically just hope for the best. And now we can see rain starting to team down. The track was starting to dry up pretty good. Now it's just starting to come down. It's going to be really slick on all those shiny bits there. You can see where it's got a hard base underneath. It's going to be like greased linoleum out here. And mentally, this is so tough to ride, to out there and even race in these conditions. The goggles, the visibility, holding onto the bars, man, oh man, not fun. These guys are earning every cent out here.
The 102 of Austin Politelli, sitting in second place, has got a handful of Durham. Brian, we are seeing right now the style of those young, flashy American riders as he makes the pass on the inside through the mechanics row. The aggression, the tenacity, that's the type of style that those American riders bring to our series, and we're seeing it from Durham right there.
And Politelli, for 16 years old, we know Durham, he's very established in the U.S. He's a real fast kid, top 10 regular rider, and Politelli's 16 years of age. He's shown he's got the guts. To our leader, Medaglia, not doing the step up now, and he's got a nice little gap here on second place, and Durham back into second. Durham, whiskey throttles it right up there. Loving the stones on that kid.
Wow, you want to talk about aggression right now. Durham's sitting in second place. He busts out the step up. Medaglia not doing the step up. He's sitting in 4th place, and this track is getting sketchy. Medaglia with the lead. That's Tyler, of course, a little more hesitant, has to play a little bit into his defense there.
Exactly what I was thinking, Travis. Tyler's got everything to lose here. Durham's got nothing to lose. And Tyler, again, we got to think championship. He wants to get that champ to scant 5 points, but if he wads up here and can't get refired, that could be, you know, curtains for his hopes to clinch it right here and now.
Fabulous point, Brian, because all he has to do is finish 16th in this moto and he clinches the championship, yet he's out going for the win. That's the style I like. You saw Paolitelli in 3rd place, but right now the battle is for the lead. Durham is hot on Medaglia's tail.
Well, I think Tyler's thinking championship because he's not going for broke. Durham is, and now there's a race for the lead right now. Tyler, there's a lot of pride here, but he may be wise to let Durham go, but he wants to prove a point as well. And look at the rain coming down. This is torrential.
And Brian, these visuals are coming to us in HD, so we're actually seeing the hardest rain we've seen during a moto all season long. Thinking back to Morton, we had a mud fest, but we didn't have rain like this.
No, you're right. This is brutal out here. It is just coming down at a 45-degree angle. They're into some lap traffic now, and these two have really pulled away on the rest of the field. Now, this is where Durham went down. A little more cautious around the outside. This part of the racetrack is pretty fun. You get light, and then you kind of turn down here. I mean, it'll be a lot of ruts through there as Durham takes a peek on the outside. Coming into this super fast. It's a famous straightaway in Canadian motocross. Of course, this whole Walton racetrack is just iconic here in Canada. And this part of the racetrack also super fast.
Coming down into the MXP corner, looks like a couple of options. We got lappers. Durham on the inside, gets by Medaglia, drag race up the hill. Oh my goodness, think about it. Darren Durham went down early in this moto, Brian. He was back in 5th place, made a bunch of passes, and now he's in the lead for crying out loud.
I think that really made him angry going down, and he is just got nothing to lose, everything to gain here. He doesn't need to be here in Canada. Came here, it's raining, and the guy's out there hammering. I know a lot of lesser guys might have just left the bike in the van.
Again, an off weekend for the AMA, Brian. That's what's bringing Durham, a privateer, up to this race. Here it is on the inside. I think those lappers were causing Medaglia problems coming into that corner.
Well, he did, definitely. He looked up at the lapper, and he could just see him back out of the throttle and pick his line. And right here, he's just decided, hey, I'm going to let Durham go. You can see him tuck his head. We're going to see if he's got anything more for him. Oh, Tyler gets a little bit squirrely there. He's caught right up. You can see Durham, no goggles. He's got them wrapped around the handlebars there. Maybe he's going to use them later, Travis.
Looks like Tyler's got his goggles off as well. So both these guys coming into the late stages of the moto without goggles. But I thought I saw the sun coming out, Brian. Maybe this track's going to dry up. I don't know. But right now, it's a slippery mess. To the 102, Austin Paolitelli, a comfortable 3rd place, Brian. Sitting 3rd place in the championship, looks pretty good in the mud.
Yeah, definitely. He's keeping the bike tracking and going forward. It's kind of survival out here. The big trick here is to not crash. Just keep it upright because a lot of the riders are going down. Here's an example. Guys are down all over this racetrack, and it's hard to even know what position you're in. It's even hard for the mechanics to know what position you're in. So just keep going and keep going. Wait till the end to find out. Just get to work.
The number 14 of Jeremy Medaglia on that Royal Distributing KTM sitting in 4th, getting his last lap flag. And the sun has come out, Brian. As we move forward to our leaders, Durham into the MXP corner. Looks like he's got about a 2-second gap on Medaglia. Looking pretty good right now on his final approach.
Tyler using the same line there as Durham. You know, you get out at the outside. If you're getting creative, you get in that slop, it just robs the horsepower and it just stifles your drive. So you kind of got to be in these grooves or you're toast.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier on. The muddy track, Brian, there's not a lot of line development, maybe 1 or 2 good lines. To the 103 of Tyler Schoberg, having a terrible race, sitting in 16th right now. Brian Durham had a problem in the KTM corner. Medaglia on the inside made the pass. Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness, this is unreal on the last lap. Tyler with a baby boy born this morning. A young son named Talon. Look at Durham's going for it big time, goes wide. There's only a few more corners to go. We got riders down here. This is huge for Medaglia here on his home soil. He will be so stoked to bring home the win. It looked like it was Durham's moto, but Durham overcooked it there in the KTM corner, just handed it to Tyler. Always the capitalist, Trav. He's gonna take this first moto in a rain-soaked Walton.
And with this finish, Brian, he clinches the 2011 MX2 title. That's back-to-back championships for Medaglia with his first moto win here at Walton. Welcome back to the Walton Raceway, and there's your new 2011 MX2 champion with his mechanic Troy, sporting a bit of a full Sanchez there. Fabulous. Let's get to our top 10 first MX2 moto. Of course, Medaglia, Durham with a great ride. Paolitelli, Medaglia. Let's go down to Josh Clark, Kalen, Sonny Drake, Richard Gray, and Michael Bug in 10th.
Well, it's over. The MX2 title is wrapped up. That one right there says it all. Number 1, Dad, buddy, this morning you get the best news of your life. You go ahead and win the first moto and get this championship out of the way.
Yeah, you know, it's unbelievable. You know, it's probably the best day of my life, and I just I'm so stoked. I mean, I got the call right after qualifying, and you know, Heidi had a boy, and I'm really excited about that. And to come out and win that first race against you know, a good guy from the States, you know, I'm just pumped right now.
U.S. Privateer coming up, Darren Durham, buddy. Hey, thanks for bringing the wet weather with us, first of all. But it looks like you had a little bit of fun. Second in the first moto. Talk to me about that race.
Yeah, it was a good race. I got a good start, and I went down a few times in the second lap, and I was probably 25 seconds back, and I worked my way into the lead, and just it was raining bad, and I didn't have goggles. It was just a bad race, but it was fun, and I look forward to Moto 2.
You know, I got to be stoked about that. I got to give you enough respect coming up here. You didn't have to race at all, and you know, you have nothing to do with this, and you still do. That shows a lot of heart and the character and the passion you got for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a racer. I love to race, and we had an off weekend, so figure why not come up and race.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, good luck in the next moto.
All right, thank you.
Nice job in the impound Gauldy. Okay, the MX1 pilots are in staging. Brian, a nice covered staging area here as they get ready to go to their gates. And look at the number 2 of Cornel Nemeth in from Hungary, riding for the injured Bobby Canary today.
It's great to have the number 2 bike out on the track. That's the Rockstar Suzuki of Cornel Nemeth, who qualified fastest here this morning to our series standings after 8 of 9. Of course, Fossati's clinched it. Klatt's pretty safe in second, but Marin Keith's got a good little war going. Canary out, Malfenbayer's in there. Nice shot on the 225 of Julian Bill. That is the Swiss rider. He is the current MX3 world champion, and he just raced all week here in the amateurs in the age classes and was tearing it up. Look at Klatt just using his bare hands to scoop the water out. What a mess. Earlier on, Trav's got up with Team 2-3.
Standing in front of the Yamalup rig with number 23, Sean Malfenbayer, a teen sensation, only 19 years old, and now sitting inside the top 10. Sean, this has been a breakout year for you. You've been riding in the top package, super speed, super aggressive. You gotta like the way things are going for you.
Yeah, totally. It's been a great year. I went down to California, spent a couple months there with Todd Schumlich for Performax training, and we just worked on things all winter long and just figured out, you know, a few little things, and it just brought me up to here, and you know, just put me in a spot where I can battle with those guys up in the top 10 now.
Nice job, Travs. We have got MX1 Moto 1 coming up right after the break. Stick with us.
This is the final round of the 2011 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals, and look at that. The lovely Julies are going to get this first MX1 Moto underway. As Sonny brings the board across, this first MX1 Moto will be brought to you by MXP Magazine, MXPMag.com, the #1 motocross magazine in the country. RJ's got that 30 board up. MX1 pilots on the line. Brian, that first MX2 Moto, the track was starting to set up, then the heavens opened up. It's a bit of a slop fest out there right now.
Oh yeah, this unbelievable sun, rain. Nice shot of Julie there with the 30 board up. She goes to 5. We saw Nemeth with the first gate pick on the inside. Colton second fast right there. So we'll see if the whole shot comes from the inside again. Travis, the gate is down. It is a mud soap straightaway. Down they go with the jump. It is Fossati. Oh, and Klatt augers himself from a good start. And it looks like Fat Yotes is going to get that real distributing whole shot.
Brian, how about the start for the number 160, Cole Thompson? This is his first pro race in the MX1 class. Just came back from the U.S. Amateur National Championships, Loretta Lynn's, where he won the 450 stock championship. A lot of eyes on him today, and he's sitting in second. Jay Burke with a nice start in third, and a cluster of riders coming through that big tree side corner.
Well, Burke had a very creative line around the second turn. There's Dusty Klatt taking his time. Boy, he augured himself big time from a great start. And look how long it's taken Klatt to get going here. Looking for neutral, and he is not happy with that at all. A lot of mud in the hands as we've got some good racing up front. Ian Hayden now, he's got his mitts full. That looks like Robbie Marshall just got around him.
Marshall on the outside, they were coming up 3 abreast from that MXP corner. Marshall, Hayden, and Burke, as we see the size of this beautiful facility here, Brian, the Walton Transcan, the Walton Raceway, over 2-minute lap times on a regular track. Fossati in the lead, Thompson in second, coming over the arch, down into the elevators. We've got Marshall and Hayden. How about the start for that snowcross champion, number 109, Ian Hayden, Rockstar Suzuki.
Hayden made the move where Marshall came up short on the step up, and Hayden did a way better job. Look at the slop here. He's still soldiering along, but Marshall got him right back quickly. We know Marshall, a great sand rider. Traditionally, guys that can ride sand usually can ride mud pretty darn good.
The 101 of Matt Gorky has gotten by Jay Burke, so he's sitting in 5th place right behind Ian Hayden. This is the corner before this finish, Brian, and it's treacherous down there. The ruts are huge.
Yeah, the guys are doing the big step down here pretty easily because there's a nice smooth runway, but you got to get all the brakes up here and get prepped for the big natural double. To a replay of the start, it's all about the number 1 Klatt right there. Hits the leg of Robbie Marshall and causes a bit of a domino effect, Travs, and oh my goodness, that was unreal and super slow to catch that, hitting the leg of Marshall. Wow. Oh, and Fat Yotes goes up over the berm. Our leader in the NXT tournament, he's down. That puts young Cole Thompson, rookie sensation, first pro national ever, opts to go straight to the 450s. Man, he's leading. Oh, this is huge.
And right now, it's all about a great start, Brian. Of course, if you don't get a great start in a mud race, sometimes you have to back it off a little bit, wait for things to develop. Thompson gets a great start. He's in 2nd place and gets the lead handed to him as we go to pit row. Great shot of the mechanics getting ready to prep their riders as they come through with Cole Thompson, number 160 in the lead here at Walton.
Man, local guy from the Sarnia area, he's got about a 4 or 5 second lead right now on the New England Robbie Marshall sitting in 2nd. He's going to be just stoked. Fat Yotes back up and running. No worse for wear, sitting 3rd.
And it looks like the number 109 of Ian Hayden has got a comfortable 4th place. Back to Jay Burke and the number 2 of Cornell Nemeth on that Rockstar Suzuki, sitting inside the top 10. To Marshall, not doing the step up right now, Brian, in 2nd place. Worth distributing KTM. Pretty saucy out there.
Well, it sure is. Marshall's got too much to lose. He really cased that step up and got passed by Hayden. So I think he's just thinking he wants to get on the box here. He wants the podium. Dusty Klatt, oh my God, worked his way up to 19th place and he is down. Look at what a precarious predicament to get back on the motorcycle here. These guys can't even stand up. And Dusty for sure has stalled it. So this could be his day done. Who knows if he's even going to keep going. He's got to be visibly frustrated.
Fasciotti in 3rd place. That was the number 46 of TJ Phillips that was up at the top of the hill. Brian, these are professional motocross riders. These types of conditions, it makes them look like amateurs for crying out loud.
Klatt goes backwards, so another rider gets up and over this wall hit here. That is a tunnel right by the starting area. So Dusty back up and running, showing the tenacity that this comes from within.
You made a great point though, Brian. He was in 19th when he went down there. He made all of those passes, 21 passes, because he was definitely in last place. To our leader, the number 160, the rookie in this class, Brian, Cole Thompson, leading this class right now. Marshall's still in 2nd place, soldiering through. You talked about his sand abilities, and Colt Fasciotti has closed that gap in 3rd.
I like Marshall. He's a strong guy, not quite as tall as Colton, but he's got a lot of muscle on him. He's able to push the bikes around. Thompson looking really good right now, leading a pro national. Oh my goodness, what could be going through his mind right now, knowing he's out front beating all these established stars of the sport? He's just got to stay focused on his lines. He's got a nice safe cushion right now, and he can just keep rocking it out and stay upright. This could be his.
I think the gap has given him that time to slow his breathing down a little bit, Brian, get that heartbeat down a little bit, because you're right, as soon as he gets that lead, the heart rate's going to spike. Fasciotti on the outside, becoming the inside. Marshall looking good. Looks like his defense is good, closing the door. We've got riders all over the place, Brian. Marshall swings wide. Fasciotti having a bit of a problem. Doesn't look like he stalled it, though.
I thought Fasciotti had the pass. Marshall was going for a tear-off. Don't know if he got it. To our leader, who is also rolling the step up now. The rain starting to come down again. Nobody doing the step up. Cole Thompson out through this KTM corner. Real fast. He gets cross-rutted on the entry. That's a big, fast sweeper. How many seconds can he afford to lay there? That is a heavy motorcycle when you add all the mud, and he keeps it running though, Travis. This is huge for him.
Fantastic.
And did he even get past? I think he may still be in the lead.
No, Marshall got by him on the outside, but Fasciotti did not catch up to him. So Robbie Marshall right now is in the lead. Cole Thompson in 2nd, and Fasciotti in 3rd. And Brian, he was taking the smart line on that KTM corner on the outside. Just a little bit of a cross rut. Boy, trouble everywhere.
It just shows you, like you say, these are professional motocross racers and how easy it is to fall in these conditions. We can't repeat enough. Mud, the great equalizer. So Marshall leading his first ever pro national on Canadian soil. Now Fasciotti starting to pressure the young Cole Thompson. Can Thompson stand up to the advances of Colton Fasciotti up here, the right-hander before the step-up? And you know, most of these riders are jumping the natural double, I should say, not the step-up.
And remember, Brian, the track has changed this year from last year, where they do round that finish line corner and come right to the natural double. Beautiful jump, both riders doing it. Fasciotti mired out in that sloppy stuff. I love the line for Thompson as they go back down into the elevator section to that sweeper in the back.
Thompson holding his lines. It's up to Colt to get creative. He lost some time right there. Now Colton up the inside. He's got a nice move. Look at the power slide on our fixed GoPro cam. Yes, Colton Fasciotti has moved quickly by Thompson into second place, Travis.
Dynamite images with our GoPro lock-off and pole cam in the back section. Right now, Marshall in the lead, Fasciotti in second, Cole Thompson in third, and they're running into lappers all over the track, Brian, plus riders going down. It's treacherous out there.
And this is the corner where Colt went up over the berm and crashed earlier on, and I love this treat section and the treat people in there, real diehard MX fans, and they get up close and personal with the action. There's our leader, Marshall. He's got all kinds of down riders all in front of him. And look at this, someone's challenging Fasciotti.
That was Thompson on the inside, but then he ran into a lapper and got stymied. Fasciotti held his line and stayed on the throttle, still in second place, and he's only a half second behind Marshall right now.
What a race in these conditions. We've got three guys for the lead. Now the rain comes down. Look at Cole Thompson there, the third bike in, grabs a tear off, and he is in contention. This is awesome. Usually you don't see three guys bunch up, and Marshall has troubles in the slot. A down rider, a stalled rider right in his line, cost him the lead. Fasciotti, boom, done.
In through the Sugar Bowl, Brian Fasciotti got lucky with that outside line. Maybe saw that yellow flag come out and took the options. Now here's that Cole Thompson crash. You're right, little cross right. Oh, and he goes down hard.
He does, man. That is what we call a face plant, and luckily keeps that thing running. It's down on the clutch side, so that thing keeps puttering along. Now there's Marshall, has to get on the brakes. Not looking quite far enough ahead. The yellow flag's there, rider right in his line of choice, and bang, it is all over but the crying.
Back to the number 2 of Cornell Nemeth, Rockstar Suzuki, the Hungarian, sitting in 5th, and the 109, his teammate Ian Hayden, right now, Brian, sitting in 3rd place, but it looks like the 225 of Julian Bill, MX3 world champ, hot in his heels.
Bill is another big guy and seems to handle these conditions. We know the European riders are pretty tough when it comes to mud and rain. Kyle Keast, number 4, sitting in 4th. This is huge. He's gaining a ton of points because Teddy Mayer is way back. But the fastest man on the racetrack right here, Dusty Klatt, has just been eating up this place. He's all the way back up to 7th after his 2 crashes. He, for sure, fastest man on the track.
Coming through one of the toughest parts of the racetrack, Brian, looks like Julian Bill on the inside for 3rd place through the slump. Ian Hayden gets mired down in that water. Julian Bill in 3rd, Hayden in 4th. Tough track, Brian, holy smokes.
What a sauce fest through there. Just huge, deep puddles. Hayden on that factory Suzuki Snowcross star. You know, mud the equalizer. He is a tough kid and he's riding great out here. Fasciotti not even jumping the finish line jump here.
And you see the water gathering in the bottom of these little downhill sections, so it's very difficult. We got riders down all over the place. We can't even tell which pilot it is. We got another one trying some evasive maneuvering to get away over the finish line again. The number 774, Robbie Marshall, getting his last lap flag, sitting in 2nd place. He's run a dynamic race today on that 4-stroke KTM, and the 225 of Julian Bill is closing in.
Well, the world champ Bill did not get a great start, and he is a monster supported athlete, so he has really worked his way forward to the Rockstar 450 RMZ of Ian Hayden, sitting in 5th, Travis, paddling along for all he's worth. This is a great moto for him.
And you talked about Klatt being the fastest man on the track, Brian. He is right on Hayden's heels. We'll see how that thing finishes up to the number 10 of Colton Fasciotti. Final corner, Brian, and look at how difficult it is down there. That rut is huge, coming through the puddles. He's doing a little skate side to side, comes in and takes the checkered flag in the first MX1 moto here from Walton. What a great win and a very interesting race.
Considering the conditions, a great race. Stick around, top 3 interviews next. Welcome back to Walton Raceway and the Transcan. We've got Ryan Gold with our top 3.
Did you panic at all on that first lap when you went over the berm? That was just all of a sudden, it was just like an ice rink. You just slipped up over top, fell, took your time, climbed back into it.
Yeah, I just kind of went into the corner as I normally would and hit the brakes, and yeah, it felt like I was on ice and just went over the berm and dropped the bike, but luckily I was able to keep it running. I only lost a couple spots and made that up pretty quick, so I didn't use too many tear-offs, and yeah.
MX3 world champion, getting a taste of Canada in the most awful sense as possible, buddy. Thanks for coming to our country, man. Sorry for the rain, but 2nd spot, you got to be happy.
Oh yeah, really happy. You know, after the start, I think I was like dead last, and I had to throw off my goggle directly, and then I was just riding my best, but I had no front brake, no rear brake, and I thought I was like 25th place. And at the end, my mechanic told me I'm 2nd, so this is amazing. I'm really happy.
Royal Distributing KTM, all giggles right here because he's supposed to be a sand rider. Then the rain comes out, you turn into a mud rider, Robbie, buddy. Congratulations for coming to the end of the year here, and what a great way to finish.
Thanks. You know, I mean, I just had some bumps through the road the whole time and just kept plugging. You know, every time I got unmotivated, it was like, keep going, keep fighting, and it's just good to be up here. Just looking forward to next year for sure.
Dude, that almost looked like a trail ride out there. Like it looked like you had some fun at points, and then all of a sudden it's just like the mud in your eye, water, puddles, like every little element they get thrown at you.
Hey, you know, I mean, where we all kind of learned is the woods, and that's what these KTMs are for. You know, grab the gear and just started trail riding, had some fun.
Robbie Marshall having fun in the impound. Let's get to our top 10. First MX1 Moto, of course, Fasciotti, Julian, Bill, and Marshall. Heroic ride for Klatt to get all the way to 4th. I like Hayden in 5th. Keast, Nemeth, Smith, Matt Gorky, and Brian Wallace in 10th. Fabulous. The rain is coming down as we get ready to start this third moto of the day, the second MX2 moto. It is getting ugly out there.
Oh, the girls are getting stuck. They're getting dirty, Travs. I think I'm going to offer them a nice moist towelette. Stick around. We got racing.
Welcome back to the final round of the 2011 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Second MX2 moto ready to go. Pilots on the line having a little bit of fun with RJ as she goes by with the Moto 2 board. Of course, Julie and Sonny have the 30 board up, Brian. Now the word is out there that we have a tornado warning coming in from the west. So this moto right now, which of course will be sponsored by Smith Optics, could get a little dicey, Fabs.
Yeah, that's true. And boy, those Smith Optics, that's a cool color, that blue and yellow set of goggles. They won't stay clean long. Tyler focuses down with the first choice on the inside. He's got Durham right there. Looks like Durham got the better jump. And look at the saucing these guys are getting throughout the pack. But oh, look at the 102. Politelli makes a quick move, gets the shot.
The class finally around that double apex corner into the answer Sugar Bowl. Brian, they should call that thing the answer cesspool. Look at that thing. It's a mess down there.
Big, huge puddle, and Politelli cleared out a lot of the line. Oh, look at Medaglia hits a huge puddle. Bike is steaming along here. Looks like Dylan Kalin with a great start. A little contact there. I think he just bumped. I think that might have been Jerry Medaglia. Took a little left elbow from Kalin and drifted wide.
And a top 5 start for the number 115 of Ruff. So this young Kawasaki pilot from out west getting into the mix early. But Brian, this track is falling apart. Look at it. It looks like a big bowl of soup out there.
And the rain is pouring, and you did mention the tornado warnings in the vicinity. So let's just hope they do not get any closer. And Dylan Kalin now still roosted in. It looks like he's up into 3rd.
Medaglia on the outside is in 3rd, but the drive is for the number 371 of Darren Durham coming up to the step up. Kind of half does the step up, Brian. Passes Politelli and takes the lead.
It's awesome that these guys are getting good starts consistently. 2 mud motos. All the key players back up front. Of course, Zach Ruff, the newcomer here. This is great for him. He's been here all week. His dad's been working on the track, helping out the Lee family. So it's pretty cool to see young Zach Ruff on the 115 here in the top 5.
Riders are really going to have to be careful of these low sections, Brian, because that's where all the water's pulling. You can see this down on the inside through the Zox corner. Nice start for the number 34, Richard Gray, got a 9th in the first moto, so he's in that top 10 fray as well. To our leader, number 371, Durham. Here comes Medaglia up on Politelli, outside line. It's so thick on that inside line. Soupy Medaglia into 2nd.
Durham hit that line and lost a lot of time as well. So Tyler now up the inside. I like the fact that he's taking different lines to the GoPro lockoff. Bam, yeah, Politelli just steals it right out from under Durham's nose as the rest of the pack coming through. And a lot of these guys, there goes Richard Gray in the foreground. And you can just see a lot of these guys already just covered in black slop.
Here's the pass for the lead, Brian. Again, a little bit more momentum on that step up for Durham on the inside. Politelli was mired a bit on the outside, but again, we talk about the aggression of those American riders when they come up here. They go for broke early, and that's exactly what we saw from Durham.
Yeah, that's right, Travis. They don't kind of settle into the race. They get right to race pace ASAP, which is really awesome, and our Canadian guys can learn from that. Kalin down 4th place, and there's Ruff, bumps right into him. Lucky to get around without going down. Another Pro-Am rider gets around Kalin, so Kalin only loses 2 positions, but we got a great little war here for 7th, and that is the 128 of Robert Mittler, sponsored by Mittler Motors out of Newmarket and Machine Racing, and he's battling with Richard Gray, that 7th, 8th, so great. These Pro-Am riders really showing their wares here in the muck.
And Gray's starting to look good in the top 10. I'm liking him, but how about the 115 of Zach Ruff from the West Coast? We talked about him, Brian. He must love the mud because he's had 2 great starts and 2 great motos. Here it is, the battle for 7th. Looks like Mittler is falling back. Gray now has his hands full of the number 14 of Jerry Medaglia.
Man, oh man, this is good racing. And talk about the BC riders, a lot of rain out west, so the BC guys, and we see Fast Johnny Klatt, both BC riders, they can really ride this stuff well. And look at Jeremy just paddling along and enduring up the step up. And as we can see, the rain is teeming down. It's kind of, I think, helping this racetrack a little bit. It's not so clumpy with the rain.
To our lead, the 371 11/10 mod entry of Darren Durham throws his goggles away, Brian, and he has got the #1 Red Bull pilot of Medaglia right in his heels, setting up for a nice battle right now, Brian. You don't want to get in there too early.
Well, Travis, the rain is pouring right now, and without goggles, that has got to be punishing for Durham, just pulverizing the face and eyes, especially when they get up to high speed here. There goes Tyler around the outside. Tyler still has his goggles on. This could be a factor right here as they go off the monster step down into this left-hander. And there's Tyler. He's looking like he wants to take the same line as Durham. He's just kind of scoping out where he's going. But out here, it's really hard, you know, to maintain your line. And there it is. You're just skittering and skipping out of ruts, and you're just trying to keep that forward momentum at all times.
Well, even though this race is a mud race, Brian, and those conditions are equalizers, for Medaglia, this has got to be good because Durham's a top 10 guy in the United States. And if Medaglia wants to show his wares and see where he lines up, this is a good opportunity to get out there and race a fast American.
Durham, very popular rider in the U.S., gets a lot of notoriety from the press, so this is a great gauge for Tyler Medaglia. There's one lapper in between them. Tyler gets through clean. That inside used to be the hot line, and now it is just Mulligatawny down there.
It's a big bull gazpacho fast. Oh, look at Durham has a problem. Oh, coming through that right hander, the Moto Van tree line. Oh my goodness, it's treacherous all over. Zach Ruff right now sitting in 4th place. Politelli is in 3rd.
By far Ruff's best moto, but right behind him is the 14 of young Jeremy Medaglia, who has really come into his own in this 2011 series. But there's young Richard Gray, Orange Motorsports KTM, Bondi engine on that bike, and it is holding strong. He had a solid first moto, now 6th. This is what he needs to cap off the year.
Brian, looking at this section of the track, they actually shortened the course for this 3rd moto of the day. They got rid of that whole back tree line valley section. They come off right off the natural double and then into that MSR corner and then over the big Cowie double.
Yeah, great point. We did not touch on that earlier, but look at the rain now. It is coming down hard. We have had hail also in this moto. So Politelli, man, oh man, soldiering. This kid has got some stones, 16 years of age. This guy could really be a huge star if he surrounds himself with the right people and the right equipment, stays injury-free. Man, oh man.
The 128 of Mittler has fallen back as Durham comes up to lap him through that straightaway down. Oh my! Oh my! Durham gets it all wrong on the step down. Oh, what a mess, Fab.
That ground is hard too. Trust me, under that mud, it is hard. Here it is. He's trying to get around Mittler before the step down and just totally augers himself hard into the ground. These motocross athletes, some of the toughest you'll find, bar Nunsky, in any sport at all. And ooh, that was a bit of a knee jerker. That could have caused some problems. There's Durham getting back to the bike with that purple helmet. And by his body English, I think he's lost a little bit of his mojo, Travis. I think his tank is running dry. The poor kid has ridden so well today, and now he's got to play catch up again.
Well, I'm sure that Durham right now is glad that it's muddy out there because that crash on a regular track would have been a handful. He would have been a full road rash victim as we get to the number 34 of Richard Gray, right now sitting in 4th place, Brian. What a ride for him.
Just soldiering along. I'm loving this little Richard. His dad is Big Rich. They got to be stoked. And just look at this. Bikes just parked upright around this racetrack. This is a crapshoot, man. Oh, man.
The number 80 of Ham comes in, takes it. Oh, he just goes down to the
Spam.
slump. Brian, we talked about the water collecting at the bottom of all these little valleys. This is the corner before the finish. I think it's the worst one on the track.
I think these guys are going to need a sham wow or two to clean this mess up after today. Look at Durham. The tank is running dry. He's putting off to the mechanics area. Boom, done for the day.
Looks like Schoberg's off to the side there as well.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about these muddy conditions, Brian, maybe a nice hot bath after, maybe a nice lemon towel or something.
A little soaker tub.
Yeah, just a soaker tub as we see. The 102 of Austin Politelli taking the high line in the corner before the finish. Smart roof.
Ruts. Yeah,
cross
like
ruts and comes over, and I think he's getting his last lap flag, Brian.
That was a great line because we saw riders get hung up in the middle there in those puddles. So Politelli had it all figured out there, went way to the left after those puddles, and he's sitting second. That is solid.
Back to our leader, number 1, Tyler Medaglia, Red Bull Yamaha on his final approach. Brian, look at the conditions at the end of this moto. Of course, they shortened this third moto of the day because of the conditions. The rain's coming down, tornadoes close by, puddles at the bottom. Absolutely unbelievable. Too Little Richard, number 34, sitting in third place. A great race for him. He's been super patient, biding his time, making good passes, and staying up. And talk about staying up, Medaglia has not gone down once yet today.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And Zach Ruff, 4th. That's incredible for him. Back to Richard Gray on the starting line, happy, fun, joking around. And in these conditions, all you got to do is go out there and have fun. These guys are not responsible for cleaning the bikes and cleaning the mess, so just get out there and have fun. Leave it up to the mechanics for the dirty work. We saw no footer for the new father, and he's taking his checkered flag here. Clean sweep Maru at Walton. It is Tyler Medaglia.
Nice job for Medaglia. He takes the second moto win with a rain-soaked day in Walton.
Sounds like a little UFC intro down there, Travis. Nice stuff for sure. To the Yamaha leaderboard, Tyler Medaglia, perfect today. Politelli and Gray, we know how well they rode. How about Zachroff? Kalen holds on to 5th. Josh Clark, Dylan Smoke, Mike Bug, Kyle Seidel 9th. Love that. And young Robert Mittler breaks the top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for 3rd place, 2011 MX2 class, Austin Politelli.
What a day, what a season for the young 16-year-old. 2 moto wins this year, 6 podiums, 3 overall podiums. Scored a total of 317 points over 18 motos. Bright future for this kid for sure. 2nd overall in the championship, young Quebecer Kevin Benoit finished 3rd last year in points, bumps that up to 2nd, 2 moto wins, 7 moto podiums, and 5 overall podiums at 322 points over 17 motos. He elected not to ride the 2nd moto here at Walton. He had 2nd locked up in the championship, so here he is up on the box.
And then again, Papa Medaglia!
Oh, well done for the proud Papa. This morning, back-to-back MX2 championships here in Canada. Goes with 9 moto wins, 6 overall wins, 8 overall podiums, 12 moto podiums, 401 points. He was the star of the field. Good on you, Tyler. To our overall championship points, Jeremy hangs on to 4th with some DNFs this year. Schoberg, the Fireball, 5th. Kieran Lee, the Kiwi, 6th. Not it. Topher Ingalls, Dylan Kalen, and Dylan Schmoke hangs on to 10th. A nice shot of our top 3 champions here for 2011, and that's in the history books, Travs.
Nice work, Fabs. Okay, we have a report from the CMRC officials. They are going to cancel the final moto, Brian. 1, because of the track. They can't get the water off the bottom sections. 2nd, because of the paramedic staff. They can't get out onto the track. It becomes a question of safety, so the day is finished. Right now, Galdy's in the pits with our top 3 in the MX1 class. Take it, Golden.
Thank you very much, Mark Stallerbrass, president. All right, buddy. First year in the MX1 class. Are you satisfied with a 3rd? It was a pretty solid year.
Definitely. You know, that was my goal coming in, top 3, and you know, coming in not ready. You know, I had a broken collarbone that that broke over in Germany, and it just took forever to heal. You know, it was like 12 weeks before I could even ride, and it just took a long time for it to get strong and stuff. And I struggled with that for a while, and you know, but like I said, that was my goal, top 3 coming in, and I did that, so I'm pumped.
All right, let's move in. Dusty, you've been one heck of a season, number 2. Not the champ, but you gave a lot of heart this year. You never gave up, and you're always charging to the front.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously had a few weekends and didn't play favor to me, obviously, but the super mild summer that we had back home is really tough. Coming out to a couple of these East rounds, and man, like a gopher there wasn't even half that heat that home. So, but yeah, either way, man, I charged right to the end and did as much as I could to obviously keep up with Colton. And I mean, he rode solid this year, and I can't take nothing away from him. But yeah, did the best I could.
Got to take care of some business. I'm going to bring in the president of the CMRC, Mark Stallerbrass, to hand in the number 1 plate. Attaboy, raise that up, hand the trophy. Get right in there, Stoyles, for some pictures. That's what motocross is all about right there, the number 1. It's been one heck of a year, buddy. It's you did it again. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, from start to finish, it was great. You know, I couldn't ask for a better season from the season that I had last year. So, you know, I just wanted to keep it on 2 wheels every round, and maybe I had to back it down a little bit here and there, but came through every round safe. And well, here we didn't have to ride second moto, which was kind of nice. I didn't really want to go out there anyways because it was just downpouring, hailing, and it was pretty crazy. But the sun is out now, but nice for photos, I guess.
And at what point did you know you were going to do this again?
I knew I could be up there, and you know, I knew Dusty was going to be fast, obviously, and just went into the series with an open mind and just kind of, well, I just did my work at the beginning of the year. That's kind of what JSR has been always taught me, and you know, that's what I did.
Nice job, Goldie. As we work through some technical difficulties, let's get to our final series points in the MX1 class. You know your top 3 to Kyle Keith, Gorky, Moffenbauer, Canary, Phillips, Willard, and Urquhart. A nice top 10 for 2011, Fabs.
What a fantastic season we've had, Travs. There is Chris Lee declaring Colton Fasciati the king of Walton.
Third sword and third championship, Brian. Great job. Okay, you have been watching the 2011 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Brought to you by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Special thanks to the Lee family for a great week of racing. For Mark Stallybrass, Ryan Gull, Brian Coster, I'm Mark Travers. We'll see you next year.